And there's a lot of evidence to suggest there's a link between vaccinations and autism.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're counting down our picks for the episodes of the long-running animated sitcom Family Guy that have held up the best across the years.
But you left me no other choice. I called the FCC.
Oh, yeah, I know all about the FCC.
Number 10, Blue Harvest. As Peter would say, it's the greatest story on Earth.
This is a story of love and loss, fathers and sons, and the foresight to retain international merchandising rights.
While this could have been a simple homage to Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, Blue Harvest ends up being a love letter to it instead. While keeping the major story beats of the original, Family Guy puts its own twist onto it, making it entirely its own.
There's this little hole. It was kind of an aesthetic choice by the architect, and if you shoot a laser into this hole, the station blows up.
Their usual runtime was doubled, which gave the show the opportunity to take time with their jokes and showcase the full universe. Each character being involved in some way gives the viewer something to look forward to with each rewatch. It's one of the most ambitious episodes of the series, and proved that when it wanted to be, Family Guy could be both smart and hilarious.
Yeah, but didn't Robot Chicken already do this 3 months ago?
Well, I wouldn't worry about it, Chris. I don't think people are even aware of that show's existence.
Number 9, Girl Interneted.
Hey! Hey, guys, so I'm in my own trunk. I think I'm gonna get murdered. But before I do, I forgot I'm supposed to mention Triscuits.
Making references to modern trends can be risky on TV, as there's a chance they will quickly become outdated. To avoid this, the program chose to focus on the wider effects of the internet, rather than specific references or memes. After quickly coming into internet fame as Refrigerator Meg, Meg quickly gains a following which causes her to ramp up her content to an extreme level. Even when she becomes sick, she doesn't stop, leading to a thoughtful commentary on how maintaining popularity can cause or lead influencers to harm.
Refrigerator Meg here, having one of my favorite snacks, French fry sandwiches on white bread. Bad sugars and starches are the bomb.
The episode also makes great points about how easily people can be manipulated by popular online users. With influencers and their questionable choices even more prevalent today, it's already done a fantastic job of holding up.
Bring back the fridge! Bring back the fridge! Bring back the fridge!
Number 8, Episode 420.
I can't believe they threw me in jail for a quarter ounce of pot.
Well, Brian, it's your own fault. I mean, pot is illegal for a reason.
It's not always the case that this show is ahead of the curve, but when they are, they get it spot on. With marijuana being legalized or decriminalized in more places, it's hard to believe how utterly illegal it once was. Family Guy was ahead of its time in advocating for legalization, with Brian at the helm.
No more oppression. We, as American adults with free will, have the right to use marijuana if we choose to.
Between revealing the history behind criminalization, poking fun at ridiculous reactions, and calling out corporations for caring more about profits than people, it's clear that the topic meant a lot to them. Episode 420 is a certified classic at this point, with an iconic song that is still referenced today. It's a highly progressive installment of the series that proved that it could tackle broader issues.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A bag of weed, oh, everything is better with a bag of weed. It's the only help that you'll ever need, because everything is better with a bag of weed.
Number 7, Brian writes a bestseller.
Brian, they're publishing your book. You're kidding. I can't believe it. That's the worst thing I've ever written.
Brian, being an aspiring writer, has been a long-standing bit with countless jokes about how bad his book is. However, in Brian Writes a Bestseller, the pooch gets to experience his dreams after writing a terrible self-help book that appeals to the masses. While he initially wrote it as a joke, the success quickly goes to his head.
I told them who you were when I made the reservation. Look, I have written a best-selling phenomenon. I should be sitting in the front goddamn room.
It's great commentary on how quickly fame can change someone and cause them to buy into their own lies. The episode also makes great points about how writing for a check can lead to an inauthentic result. The show wasn't afraid to drag the genre, even utilizing a live-action Bill Maher scene to properly shame the books, and Brian for being simplistic and for setting unrealistic expectations.
Aren't wish it and want it really the same thing? I mean, your book basically makes 3 points, and 2 of them the same point.
Number 6. You may now kiss the, guy who receives.
Everyone, Ricardo and I are getting married!
Oh, that is terrific. It's about time you two settled down.
Family Guy may not be known for sensitivity towards activism, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily hateful either. In the 2000s, marriage equality was just a concept that people were fighting hard for and was much less talked about. The show shone a spotlight on the issue in this irreverent and witty episode.
Peter, I'm not sure I'm comfortable having this wedding at the house.
Lois, I don't know what the big deal is, so they're gay.
From making a statement on how some leaders will use human rights as a way to distract from scandals, to calling out the hypocrisy presented by homophobes, it's a surprisingly progressive piece. Lois, in particular, had a fantastic character arc, where she struggled between her beliefs and doing what's right. While it has a serious message, it's jam-packed with jokes that help it remain lighthearted, making it perfect for countless rewatches.
So 2 straight people who hate each other have more of a right to be together than 2 gay people who love each other?
That's what we raised you to believe.
Number 5. Hot Shots.
Wait, and this can't be right. They actually put some of the disease in the shot?
Hey man, how many questions your lady ask? Like 1 million?
Sometimes this show gets things so eerily spot on, you can't help but wonder if the writers can see the future. This is most evident in the season 15 installment, Hot Shots, wherein Peter and Lois become anti-vaccination advocates and inadvertently cause a measles outbreak. This causes Quahog to be put under quarantine, which proved to age well just a few years later when COVID-19 began to spread.
Look, Brian, I was skeptical too, but then I did some research and I found some very interesting things from the leader of the anti-vaccination movement, Jenny McCarthy.
It managed to predict several aspects of the pandemic, from the quarantine to the response to the vaccines. Besides predicting the future, it also makes excellent points about how harmful anti-vax propaganda can be. It's an episode in their catalog that has literally aged well, in the most unfortunate way possible.
What the hell is all this? I'm trying to protect myself from all those diseases I'm not vaccinated against.
Number 4. I Dream of Jesus.
I'm going to ask you this only once. Do you, or do you not, know about the bird?
When people think of classic Family Guy, this is one of the first episodes that immediately comes to mind. From Peter's obsession with the song Surfin' Bird to the commentary on modern-day fame, it's one that you can show to a new viewer to give them an idea of the show's comedy and writing.
Do you have Surfin' Bird by the Trash Men?
No, I'm sorry. A dog and a baby came in and bought all 63 copies.
Damn it, this is a third used record store with that same story.
Although it has its thought-provoking elements, it also has stellar comedic moments that still hold up today. While the jabs about religion could have come across as offensive, they were done in a way that didn't feel truly malicious, which helped it appeal to a wider audience. It was a balancing act, and they nailed it, enabling the episode to become one of the most well-known in the series.
My next guest died for our sins, and now it looks like he's back on the scene. Please welcome from the Bible, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus!
Number 3. Daboom.
At midnight, every computer in the world is gonna fail. Planes will fall out of the sky, and all the world's nuclear weapons will explode, annihilating the entire planet.
No!
Although this premiered over 20 years ago, it's still one of the most well-loved episodes by fans today. Focusing on the fears people had surrounding Y2K, it shows the Griffin family surviving an apocalypse and having to start a new life. Side gags like Stewie's mutant offspring and Clevemeyer paint a hilarious picture of what people were scared might happen.
Oh, hey, Clevemeyer.
That's Quagland.
Quagland? Oh, you must be dreaming.
It was also the first appearance of the giant chicken, who became a staple of the show. The ending, being the dream of one of the characters from Dallas, was a clever way of helping reset the universe for the following episode. It perfectly encapsulates the charm of the first few seasons, while still holding up for a contemporary audience.
Bring it on!
Number 2. Road to the Multiverse.
What's that?
It's how I got the pig. You ever heard of the multiverse theory, Brian?
Well, of course I have, but I'm wondering if you have.
Although the concept of alternate universes has been done to death by huge franchises like the Marvel and DC cinematic universes, Family Guy was one of the first shows to truly explore it. Tying in Stewie's penchant for inventions and a classic adventure, Road to the Multiverse has become one of the highlights of the entire series.
What the hell? Stewie, what's going on?
Well, from the look of it, I'm guessing this is Quahog, but during some sort of ice age.
It's an ambitious piece with Brian and Stewie going to several different universes. Each one showcased different art styles, creating an expansive experience. It was a marvel in animation and writing, using quick-paced humor to throw constant jokes at the audience. Not a single second feels wasted, and it seems there's always something new to notice in subsequent rewatches. There's no question why this has become so beloved.
Lois, where is my supper?
Still in the oven.
Will I have it soon?
Quite soon.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
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 I'm frightened.
Let's go.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. PTV.
Gentlemen, we got 20 calls about the David Hyde Pierce incident. And as you know, one call equals a billion people, which means 20 billion people were offended by this.
The meta episodes of this series have always been great, but none have been able to capture the essence of the show and greater society than this one. PTV is all about Peter starting his own public access show in a response to mass censorship following an incident at the Emmys. While people love his honest and raunchy programming, eventually Lois calls the FCC, who start to censor their actual lives.
What are you doing?
Censoring real life.
From the cold opening to the commentary, it is a masterclass in comedy. It's bitingly hilarious and perfectly conveys the writer's frustration over having to constantly self-censor. It's safe to say that this episode is iconic amongst fans and casual viewers, and it's one that can be watched endlessly without ever getting old.
You know what I'm talking about. When you lubed up toothpaste in my while you on a cherry, Episcopalian, extension cord, wetness with a parking ticket. That is the best.
Which Family Guy episode do you think is aged like a fine wine? Let us know in the comments below.
Oh, well, a bird. But bird's a word.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.